Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. It's a good one for me. I hope it's a good one for you. So I've been thinking about something. I've been thinking about these little meta skills that I've been learning, and I just listened to the Jocko podcast, episode 1, where he just talks about discipline and ownership with Echo Charles, and they talk about getting up early and why it's so important. So some of you might wonder why getting up early is so important. We think of people that get up early, and we think like, oh, they're so disciplined, they're hard, they get stuff done, they're da 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 da. But we also might think like, oh, they're kind of they're not very creative. They don't live very family-oriented lives or whatever. But it doesn't have to be that way, and that's just kind of a stereotype that some of us might have. I think that getting up early is denying pleasure, and denying pleasure or delaying gratification is one of those meta skills that can help pay off in the long run, or it pays off big in the long run, just like reading or continual learning, that kind of thing. Yeah, delaying gratification, especially like first thing in the morning. The easiest thing to do when you hear your alarm is to turn it off, pull the sheets up over your head, and just go back to sleep. It's the easiest thing in the world. It feels good no matter who you are to get more sleep, within reason, of course. And breaking that, and making a habit of breaking that, or exercising your will to break that, it just takes you a long way. Some people say, or like Jocko was talking, it just comes down to kind of like motivation and developing mental toughness and things like that. I don't think it's that complicated. I just think it's a little muscle that each of us has, and it just has to be developed. And the only way to develop is to exercise it. So just like working out a muscle or working out a mental puzzle, you get better by doing it, and so there's no shortcut. It's like, if somebody says like, how do I develop mental toughness? It's like, well, you start doing the things that require you to be mentally tough. Everybody slips up. Everybody hits the snooze button at least one time in their lives, if they have a snooze button, that kind of thing. But just practicing that and trying it again and again and again, and realizing the importance of getting up early will take you far. It's something that I've always struggled with until I started this website. Even when I was in the military, I'd wait to the last second and just squeeze by and just barely get to formation on time. And things like that, but it's just not a problem anymore. Ever since doing my little habit challenge in May, and I'm still kind of learning the benefits of all those habits that I practiced for a month and took it seriously. Yeah, I think one of the best meta skills that you can have is getting up early and getting to work early, or starting the work that you love to do early. If you have a day job and you want to be an author, or it doesn't matter what the case is, if you get up early and just put a little bit of effort into the thing that you're working towards on a daily basis, then it'll just take you a long way. Another way to look at it is, if there's a limited amount of energy in the world, or like creative energy or productive energy, and if it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and the rest of your region is asleep, wherever you are, then you're going to have more energy that's available. Think of it as a zero-sum game of mental energy that we all share, in like, let's say, by region. So yeah, if you just get up early, then how do you say this? When you're working while everybody else is sleeping, there's something to be said about that can't be denied. And you might not see the results of that today or tomorrow or even in 6 months, but the changes are there, and it matters. And the little things that we do, like not hitting the snooze button, like getting up early, like taking care of ourselves and putting our best foot forward, they matter, and it all adds up. I think that's what I'm really getting at. So my wife and I have been talking about different ways to contribute, and we decided that we are going to start a podcast. And so I've been talking on here about taking initiative, and I knew that, speaking, and it doesn't matter, through where you are in history, or even the present, or if it's, if you're in ancient times or whatever, if you have a gift for speaking, or if you can speak well and be comfortable with speaking, then it's like supercharging whatever you do. So I've told you before, I'm a personal trainer here. I got my own little business, but we're going to start a podcast, and doing this little vlog / podcast has helped me prepare for that, and it's helped me get more comfortable with doing that. Just a few months ago, maybe 5 months ago, I would have never thought of having my own podcast. I used to have one with Caleb called Modern Era Fitness. We still have our episodes out there right now. Still have the website up, but it was a big learning experience, and we did it for a little over a year, and we decided to stop it because it wasn't really going anywhere, and we didn't feel like we were growing the podcast internally. We weren't getting any better at it. We weren't putting our best foot forward consistently, and I think that's something that really carries over. So we were just kind of stretched too thin, and the last thing we wanted to invest more time in was the podcast, so we shut that down. But so starting this other podcast, it's going to be intermittent, meaning I'm only going to post something if there's something to say, or if I'm interviewing somebody or something. I'm not just going to be hopping on every day or once a week or even once every 2 weeks just to say hi and kind of get my my talking muscle going. Yeah, if you've seen any of these episodes, then you know that the reason that I have this is, for one, to get better with video and with me speaking off the cuff or on the cuff, and just get comfortable, get my chops, so to speak, and get those skills up. Yeah. So taking it back, there's meta skills that really matter, and I think one of the biggest ones is getting up early and denying yourself a little bit of rest to work. It's not fun. There's no glory in it. It sucks every time. I would rather sleep, but there's like they're mutually exclusive. So it's like you can have immediate pleasure, like you can sleep in, or you can get up and get to work. Like the work is not pleasurable. In fact, it's the opposite. You can't have one or the other. It's going left or right. You can't go down the middle of the road. If you have pleasure, it's great now. If you have the discipline and get up early, it's great later. So if you can continually invest in this betterment for later, then you're going to have maybe less pleasure right now, but in the long run, you're going to have a more purposeful life, or a more, or what do you call it? You're going to get more out of life. And the same kind of goes for, let's say you're living the nightlife. You work a 9-to-5 job that you hate, and you're living for the weekend, and you come home, it's Friday, and you go out and party, and then you wake up late the next day because you're hungover, and then you're nurturing a hangover all day. Then you go to a party again that night, and before you know it, it's Sunday, and you're just like, oh, I gotta go grocery shopping and do my laundry and and get ready for Monday. And it's just a miserable week, all just for a little bit of pleasure on Friday and Saturday night. And like, yeah, it might be fun at the time, but it's not doing any good for the long run. So, yeah, I'm just thinking, why not deny a little bit of pleasure now? And it's not that much. Like, sleeping in an hour isn't gonna make your day great. Like you might like skip your workout or skip whatever just to get a little bit more sleep, and then it kind of wrecks your day anyway. You don't feel like you got much accomplished. You don't feel as full, and it just shoots you in the foot anyway. And you might push yourself a little too hard. You might just take this a little too far and not get enough sleep, and that's normal. But it just comes down to listening to your body. And I do this every week. By the time I get to Friday, I'm a little exhausted, not bad, and I just take power naps and take a lot of naps on the weekend and stuff like that. And even this last weekend, even for Saturday and Sunday, I got up early. On Sunday, I got up at 4 and came and worked out and went back home just so we could go to the zoo early in the morning. But yeah, meta skills are important. Wake up early, go to bed early. I think that helps build a foundation for success and for getting great things done over time. It all matters. How you do anything is how you do everything. So don't think you can be lazy with sleeping in and be great and do great things. So if you want to learn more and be more and do more, get up early. Just start doing it. Peace.